Hello everybody, Jim Malone here again from Dallas Trading Floor. Well, I have an interesting trade on AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. It's a 1-week trade and it has a potential of over 4% return in 1 week. As you probably know, some of the AI stocks have been seeing some very, very good moves as of late, and definitely AMD is in that category. AMD has come up basically very, very sharply since November, and as you can see, it came all the way up to about 180, and then it hit some resistance. It's been pulling back, and now it's starting to make another attempt to go through resistance. I suspect resistance is at about 180, so that's the reason why I'm doing this covered call trade. The numbers recently on AMD have been excellent. Though not as good as NVIDIA, they are very good nevertheless. The composite rating on this stock is 99. That means it's in the top 1% of the stocks currently in the market in terms of its price action. The EPS on this one is 91, which is excellent. Anything over 80 is going to be a very, very good rating here. The relative strength also on AMD is extremely strong at 98. That puts it in the top 2% of all stocks. So if the NASDAQ goes up, this is going to go up faster than the NASDAQ. Why? Because it has a relative strength of 98. So very, very strong there as well. Also, the relative strength of the group, this is the semiconductor stock area, is A+. You'll notice that the industry group rank out of all of the groups, 197 of them is 4. So this is very, very, very strong. It's in the chip sector, and it's in the fabless area of the semiconductors manufacturing. One thing I'd like to show you, we've come through earnings, so the next earnings date is on the 30th of April. So we're well through the earnings. We obviously, typically on these trades, we don't like to hold them through earnings just because it puts another layer of uncertainty in there. So we don't like to hold them through earnings. We've passed earnings on AMD, so we're clear there. The earnings per share last quarter was up 12%, and the three-year EPS, earnings per share growth rate, is 21%. Excellent. Also, the EPS, the change in the current, we think that it's going to move up possibly as much as 72%. So we're starting to get acceleration in earnings on AMD. That's what this makes us really good. The sales were up 10% in last quarter, and the 3-year growth in sales has been 32%. So pretty excellent. Very, very little debt in this company, only 3%. So basically everything is going, all the top line income is coming right down and making its appearance in the earnings per share. So very strong, very little debt, and a very high growth area. Here's my 7-day play on AMD. I suspect that we could possibly get as much as 4.31% in just 1 week on this stock. Here's how it works. We first buy 100 shares of NVIDIA. That'll be $17,624. But remember, we can use credit for this if we need to. Also, we're going to immediately sell a 23rd 180 February call. February 23rd 180 call, and I got $3.78 for this today. Obviously, you multiply that times 100, or $378. Here are the estimated returns. If we do this, if we do this trade, if you'll notice, if the stock stays right, if the stock goes up to 180, and that's where the resistance is, we should make all the money on this, or $794, basically in 1 week, if we do this, if we do this like this. Now, we have downside protection all the way down, basically to 172.50. Now, even if we don't get called out, we'll still retain the stock. And I do believe that since AMD is going higher, even if we don't get called out on this trade, and it does go higher, this will be a good stock to have in the next few weeks, AMD. So I'm predicting that I will get called out on this one. And actually, I want to get called out because I'll make the 4.31%. But if I'm not get called out, I do keep the premium, the $378 premium, and I can try again next week. Thanks, everybody, for taking a look at the trade. If you want more trade information, just go to www.dallastradingfloor. Hope to see you soon.